In spite of the fact that they changed my voice and they do all this stupid shit to try to make me look bad, I know with all my heart, all my mind, and all my soul what I'm doing is right. Even if I was to live 40 more years and it took 30 years to really get people together and, it was very slow progress, I would still do it. This is the only sane way to address the situation. You don't become the devil to take on the devil. You don't make a deal with the devil to take on the devil. You just do what's right. You keep pushing for what is right. Okay? The War on Poverty plan has transparency and accountability. If the plan doesn't pass and I'm not a part of it, okay, who can we trust to do it? Okay? If it does pass and they do a pretty good job, okay, but I'm never going to assimilate to any other philosophy, group, or way of thinking. Okay? But the War on Poverty plan, with or without me, should pass. And it should have the website and accountability and transparency. Okay? It'll be and when people spend a lot of money, some people spend $40,000 a year if they have like $5 million or something on their new tax. And remember, these guys might have income still. If you have $5 million, doesn't mean you're retired and you're 70 years old. And if you are, you're not going to live that much longer anyway. You might pay the 10, 15, 20 years, if that, of paying the War on Poverty plan. That's not that much money. Okay, and you have $5 million. What's $800,000 in 20 years to somebody who's 70 years old with $5 million? Okay, and it combats inflation, it creates jobs, it feeds the hungry, it ends homelessness. Within 2 years tops, I estimate that homelessness will be completely wiped out. Between the over 1 million tiny homes that would be built, building the low-income housing, and the existing shelters, it should easily wipe out homelessness. There's no reason in the world, not to mention the startup company plan. Okay, we're talking, just throwing a number out there, just to, because we can discuss what the exact numbers are. $100 billion a year to invest in startup companies. Okay, the most viable startup companies, the experts at deciding what startup companies are the most viable in the entire country. Okay, people knowing their War on Poverty plan startup companies, so they support them. Okay, you know how much what effect that could have on this economy? Some of these companies could end up being like McDonald's or like Tesla. Okay, Elon Musk himself said that he expects there to be a car to compete with the Tesla car. So how did he make his money? How can we do that? How can we create competition for him in a startup company? Okay, how can we make competition for everybody? It doesn't take a genius to see that guaranteeing food and shelter for every American is extremely superior to the path we're on right now. Extremely, extremely superior. The rich got rich by gaming the system. They're no better than drug dealers and bank robbers and jewelry thieves. Okay? They just did it under the color of law to some degree. Okay? Corporate sabotage, corporate takeovers, corporate espionage. The iron triangle of economics is basically illegally bribing and blackmailing politicians for people to get their way to make money. That is not earning your money in an honest manner. Okay? And even if they had, why wouldn't they want to spend their money on helping Americans instead of on stupid shit like excessive luxury items and huge houses that are just, signs that they're an asshole? What do you call somebody in $1 million car? A fucking asshole. There's no other way to look at it. 1 in 5 children or so, worries about their next meal at some point during the day. We heard statistics like this. Okay? 1 in 4 little girls is molested, and they just want to spend the money on themselves and form rich, arrogant clubs of fools and coerce women in the workplace. Every female who was in the Me Too movement and every person in the Me Too movement should be on my side of the debate, because this War on Poverty plan fights the coercive power of those despicable corporate rape called trash pieces of shit bosses that have no business having that much power, and they use it to coerce women. They say, if you want to keep your job, do X, Y, and Z. If you want the job, do X, Y, and Z. And they turn the corporate business places into cat houses, so to speak. It is an outrage. Then you see those arrogant people doing the catwalk. Cat house, catwalk, and excuse my French, pussy is connected. They're coercing women. Some of you had daughters and sisters and mothers and aunts. They're coercing your family members. And they have trillions of dollars just sitting there. 55, 60 trillion, whatever it is, just sitting there causing inflation. They cared about their own money so much, why do they do nothing about inflation? Because they're just sick fucks that want to abuse people. Are you on the side of sick fucks that want to abuse people? Or do you want to pass the War on Poverty plan, create food programs, job programs, safer streets, fund startup companies, wipe out homelessness, have transparency and accountability, and have Americans come together to review the websites, especially in their region, the part of the website that is about their region. San Jose, New York, right? Look at what these people did. They sabotaged your genes. And look at Mississippi, all the horrible stuff that has occurred there. All the extreme negligence by the government. Look at Flint, Michigan, and Chicago. Look at New York. Look at the projects across the nation. Look at the despicable state the country is in and how they trample on the poor for their despicable egos, their narcissism, their hedonism, their pathetic greed. Corporate greed does not equal working hard for your money. They're greedy corporate crooks. They're twits. They're brats. They're scum. It is extremely immoral to delay the War on Poverty plan. It is extremely immoral to suppress the War on Poverty plan. It is pure evil not to pass the War on Poverty plan immediately. We should start collecting the first month's payments for May immediately and start passing the plan and start building tiny homes for the homeless immediately. We should scramble to come up with a solid plan for the food program. We should work with Salinas when they throw away those vegetables and farming in areas like that, and they throw away vegetables because they're the wrong shape, the wrong color, and the wrong size, etc. And the grocery store doesn't want them because how they look is part of how they sell things. Okay, so we go and pick up that food and distribute to the hungry families. There's no way around it. There is no way around what the smart thing to do is here. With $30 billion, we could build 1 million fireproof homes for the homeless with showers, air conditioning, toilets, handlebars to hold on to so they don't slip in the shower and hurt themselves. You name it, right? Fireproof, brick, make them stylish, etc. Okay? Cover some of the hidden fees, like any land we have to buy. And whatever minor spillover from that, other hidden fees. We have to buy more land than we thought we did or whatever, right? Utilities, it won't cost very much. The local governments can take on that. It's much superior to their current plans to address the homeless. They're either not there or they're inefficient. A massive project that constantly works to better itself is the best way to address these problems. Okay? A sort of government to govern the War on Poverty plan. Okay, a contractor government, a council, a president, okay, regional councils, regional presidents, local councils. You see what I'm saying? A sort of government, a mix between volunteers and people who are paid, a humble amount of money, and they do this part-time, and they go the distance for it. People are going to go the distance. Old people, instead of retiring and playing bingo, review the sites and comment in the forums and the comment sections and recommend ideas. Moderators to go through those ideas. Transparency, the people themselves doing the calculations as well, double checking the math, making sure everything is on the up and up. Transparency and accountability. Don't you see why this country is not worth living in unless we have a War on Poverty plan, okay, with an extra wealth tax on the wealthy, new taxes, okay, $5 an average for every less than millionaire, okay? Some people pay like $2.50. That's like, it's like $3 a month. That's like 75 cents a week or less. You see what I'm saying? You can't even, it's like a cheeseburger at McDonald's every month is all they contribute. Some people don't pay any taxes, they don't pay anything. Some people have so little money, they don't pay anything. But it comes out to an average of $5. The rich, a lot of them still have income. So if you're worth $4 million or more, especially if you still have income, you pay the wealth tax. And it's progressive. Okay, it's $35,000 on average. It might be $15,000 or so a year. If you're only worth $4 million, we could probably even bring it down to 10. Because if you're like Seinfeld with $950 million, paying $10 million in 40 years isn't that bad. We can increase it to $30 million. Okay, because you can make money with that money you have, and he probably still has income in other ways as well. You can start businesses, invest in real estate, savings accounts, what have you. These people won't be pressed for money. If Seinfeld had to pay $30 million in 40 years, he'd still have over $920 million, and he might even have $2 billion if he spent his money wisely. Okay, that $30 million is nothing to him. Okay, but it's everything to the hungry and the homeless and the poor in this country.